What's up, guys? It's me, Amy, back with another chat. I'm sorry, don't mind me. I look a little scary. Jump scare, it's Halloween. Anyways, coming to you guys live from my bed right now. I am still tired. I told you guys in the last video on Sunday that I was tired. It is 2 days later. It is Tuesday and I am still tired. My social battery was drained. So yes, still recovering, just laying in bed. Anyways, I was doing my Bible study this morning and God gave me just the perfect download and I want to share it with you guys. Sometimes you are the only thing standing in your way from that higher self, that dream, that life you want to live. Fill in the blank, please. I feel like for me, I get really hyped up about doing certain things. Like, for instance, a baptism, leading a small group of the church, things like that, for example. And one day, I'm thinking about them. I'm really hyped. I'm excited about it. I want to do it. It's something that I foresee my higher self doing. Like, that is the kind of person that I want to be, like a woman who's obviously baptized, a woman who hosts a small group, like doing like single stuff, things like this. But 2 days later, after I have the great idea and I'm hyped up about it, I really want to do it. 2 days later, I don't want to do it anymore. 2 days later, I'm making excuses like, I just don't want to do it. I don't have the motivation. I don't have the place to do it. I'd like to say I don't have the time, but I actually have plenty of time right now. I don't want to commit to something and then not be able to do it, And then therefore, I just kind of give up the dream. Another excuse I like to make is, well, I don't know if it's in God's will for me and I don't want to overstep that. It's like, yes, we definitely want to be cautious about his will and know how to discern what is and what isn't of it. But at the same time, faith without works is dead. We need to be doing something. We can't just sit around and expect him to be like, all right, Amy, so your next step is this, and then you'll do this afterwards, etc., etc. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Last night, one of the girls from church messaged me and like, oh yeah, the little small groups are starting again. I know you had thought about co-leading a singles one. Let me know if you're still interested. The sign up is, due by the end of the month. And I was like, oh gosh. I was like, man, I would love to do that. And then the next day, today, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know, excuse after excuse. And so I'm journaling about it and I'm, obviously giving it to God, praying on it, seeing, if you want me to do it, God, please let me know. I know he'll provide the place. I know he'll provide the people. I know he'll provide all of it, but I just have to be open and willing to do it. But I don't want to do anything that is not what he doesn't want me to do, obviously. So I was sitting there, I was praying about it, and I started feeling good about it again. And I was like, you know what? I'm feeling encouraged. I'm feeling motivated. I'm tired of being the one thing standing in my way of, doing the things that I want to do, of transitioning into my higher self. You know what I mean? If I am not going to take any chances or any risks or whatever you want to call it, or step out of my comfort zone, I'm never going to get to the place I want to be, because clearly I don't want to be here anymore. I want to elevate, I want to continue to grow and continue to become the best version of myself. And, growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. I am so sorry. I don't know why it's so loud outside. I'm sorry. Anyways, so I just felt the push. So the first thing I did is I emailed the girl about the baptism. And I was like, hey, do you have this date available? And I asked her about it and I'm waiting for a reply. So if she says, yes, I have this date available, I'm just going to bite the bullet and take the date. But I told God, I said, God, if you don't want me to get baptized on that date, have that date not be available for me. Let her say, oh, no, it's too soon, because it's literally a week and a half from now. No, it's too soon, or I can't do it. Something like, Lord, shut that door if that's not when you want me to do it. That's totally fine with me. But I'm taking the leap of faith and I'm putting myself out there to just do it. Okay. The second thing I did is I went to the link and I signed up for the small group, to host one, to lead one, whatever you want to call it. So I signed up for that. The girl who had reached out to me, she's really nice. She's like, I know you've never done one before, but one of the girls on the team, she will walk you through it. She'll help you with it. And I'm also trying to co-lead it with somebody. Like I said, I want to do a singles group and I'm hoping to co-lead it with maybe one of my brothers in Christ from the church, whoever that may be. I don't even know anyone, but there's so many people in church who can help me out and they will take care of it all. God will help me and put people in the right place to help me out with that, if that's what he wants me to do. So I submitted that, and I just took the leap of faith. I'm like, I'm tired of worrying about it. I'm tired of talking myself out of it. I'm tired of using excuses to not do the things in my life that I foresee my higher self doing. Like, I literally want to be that woman who does more in the church, who goes out of her way and gets things done and honors God and walks in obedience. Like, that's the woman I want to be. I don't want to be the woman who's like fearful of things. And I've never thought of myself as being a fearful person, but clearly when it comes to certain things, there is an area where I am lacking, and I don't want to step into it and actually do it. Like, one of the big reasons why I don't want to do these things is I'm nervous, like, when the day comes for these things happen, like the baptism or the group, like, I'm going to be like, ugh, what did I get myself into? And I've always been the type who doesn't want to like push myself to do anything that I don't want to do, because I don't want to do anything out of resentment or force, or just doing something like with ill heart, you know what I mean? Like, especially something that revolves around God and the church. I definitely want to be there with a full heart and wanting to show up and wanting to serve and just care about it, you know what I mean? Not begrudgingly do it. So that's where I'm at. And I want to just say it again to you guys, like, you might be the one thing getting in your way from like your dreams, like your prayers being answered. Because in order to get your prayers answered and have those like dream blessings, you know, given to you by God, you have to be ready. You have to be prepared to receive them and to be able to steward them. And if you're just doing the same old things that you are now, like, how do you ever expect yourself to grow? Like, we want to constantly be growing, want to constantly be transforming ourselves into like this higher version of ourselves. You know what I mean? So we got to get out of our comfort zones and go take risks, you guys. That's what I'm saying. Like, stop holding yourself back. Like, you could literally make so many excuses in the book. Oh, I don't have the money. Oh, I don't have the time. Oh, I don't have anyone watch my kids. Like, there are so many excuses. Like, my big excuse, like I told you guys, is like, oh, what if it's not in God's will? You guys, like, if this is aligning with his will, he's going to make it work out. And I'm not saying just go and take the leap and see what happens. Like, obviously pray about it, see how you feel, see if it's still on your heart. And if you're not really hearing anything, like I was, like, I just kind of like set the baptism date, asked about that date. And I told God, you know, if that day is not when you want me to get baptized, tell her to tell me that I cannot do it that day. Like, make it unavailable to me. You know what I mean? Like, if I am doing the wrong thing, Lord, please let me know at any time. Please discourage me from doing it. Give me discernment, especially when we're kind of newer in our walks. A lot of times it's hard to have discernment on what we're supposed to do. Like me, I still am kind of clueless a lot of the time, but basically I go off the feeling, and I know that these are two really important things that do honor God. But sometimes you got to make sure that even though these are things that honor God and they're really good, and you see other Christians doing them, it doesn't always necessarily mean that it is your time to do them. It doesn't always necessarily mean you are ready, like you are spiritually ready, you are grown enough to be able to handle these responsibilities, I guess you could say. And we don't ever want to do anything that we're not ready for and dishonor God or say the wrong things, you know, like especially with the singles group, I've had to make sure to check myself, because this idea has been in my mind for a good amount of time now, like quite a few months at least. And I want to make sure that I'm doing the singles group out of serving others. Like, I want to make sure that I'm not doing it solely for me being there and being like, oh, I hope I find my kingdom spouse. Like, no, like I'm at a point where I don't even want to focus on relationships, because I spent my whole life centering them, idolizing, you know, relationships, men, marriage. And I got to make sure that if I do open up that door to do a singles group, that I'm not going to start stepping back into that and idolizing it, Like, I want to be in the group helping others. I want to be serving others. I don't want to be focusing on me. Yeah, if I see a man who is my type, then I'm not going to not say anything. I'm not going to go introduce myself or say hello or something like that. Like, no, I think that's a little bit weird. But like, I don't want to solely make it about me. Like, oh, I got to get the singles together. Maybe they'll bring some friends so I can meet somebody. Like, no, I don't want to be doing it out of that. Like, I got to be careful, because that is something that I have struggled with in the past, my whole entire life up until this year. Struggle with relationship stuff. And like I said, idolizing it and thinking about it too much and putting too much like pressure on it and like concern about it. So I got to make sure that I am mentally prepared to take on this and not have it be something that triggers me, triggers my anxious attachment, and sets me back or pushes me away from God, or make sure that I'm not out there and find a brother in Christ and start talking to him and have it turn out to be one of those relationships that really isn't faith-centered. Like, there's so many things that go into it, but at the same time, you know, you got to make sure that you're just rooted in God and everything is rooted in him, and just really spending time with him, especially when it's a new step like this. Just making sure that you're doing it the way that he wants you to do it, and not the way that Amy wants to do it, or you or whoever you are want to do it, but making sure that it's getting done the way that it's meant to be done. Okay, and not taking a worldly approach to it. So there's a lot of things that go into it when you become a Christian, start following God and walking with him. Like, these things before, I would never had to even overthink this or think about it, but like, okay, well, let's just do it. Let's just figure it out. But like, especially being a newer Christian, you know, I got to make sure that I'm not offending anyone and I'm doing things the right way. So we'll see how that goes, but I just want to be here and remind you that stop getting in your way. Stop getting in your way of being the best version of you. Stop getting in the way of your blessings. Stop getting in the way of that life that you dream of having. You know? Faith without works is dead, but always make sure you're honoring God's will, praying about it, and putting him first. All right. I hope this was helpful. Once again, sorry for how crazy I look, but I want to make sure to just get this word out and be consistent and get it done today. So, all right. Bye.